Are we live? We should be live. I should be able to be heard loud and clear. Apologies if I can't. Please let me know. People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in. Good morning on this fine Sunday to those of you in the UK. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night, wherever else you guys may be in this world. Hope you've all had a fantastic week. Hope you're all having a great weekend. Hope you've all got your health. Love to extend that to your loved ones as well. Please make sure you're hitting the like button early doors, people. You know DG never rests, neither does the content. This is the first of 3 live streams. Obviously, after this, we're temporary going away to Twitch, people. One love to everyone that supports it on Twitch. Check out the pin message, Deluded Gooner 04. We'll be doing a live stream / watch along for obviously West Ham United versus Tottenham. And then we come back to YouTube for the big one. You've got Manchester United against Liverpool and all the pressures that are going in, not just for Man United and only, but Liverpool in that. If they're trying to win the league in that, you know, Chelsea and Manchester City took 4 points in the games yesterday. So they're going to need to win. And I think everyone and their nan would probably bet against Manchester United. But football has a funny old way of showing things. When you're backed up against a corner, you either stand up or you curl. And I don't think people should write off Man United today, really and truly. And of course, you know, I hope it's a good game for the neutrals where we're concerned. Tuesday was obviously Arsenal versus Leeds. So we'll be doing a preview on Monday, which is tomorrow. And then obviously we'll have our watch along on Tuesday and whatever content happens in it. Like I know there's EFL Cup action, Cat Yarabel Cup action. And I think West Ham have Manchester City. So there might be a watch along there, people. But yeah, man. Frozen. I don't know what's going on, man. Your camera's froze. Can you lot still hear me? I mean, let me go back. Hopefully, you lot can hear me, man. Looks like someone stole my lunch money. Could never, Yinka. No older brother's still on crud, boy. Could never. Don't let the baby face fool you, boy. Let a boy ever take something from me, and it's mad. Don't get me and your dad confused, brother. But yeah, hopefully you lot could all hear me again. Early morning, I guess my laptop don't want to wake up either, man. My laptop's just waiting on a humble cornmeal. After this, we'll go chef up our little cornmeal porridge and fry our plantain and all of these things. But yeah, without all of that technical difficulties, good morning to you lot. 2 dislikes already. It's like people are just waiting to hate on a man. K, let them do what they want to do in it. If anyone dislikes for genuinely disliking, I can't tell them anything. But anyone who's got any sinister feelings, I'm not going to give them any attention. Let's just hit the like button, keep doing what we're doing, keep growing the DG Nation. On behalf of everyone that's an honest individual, you know, as I always say to the haters, you know, I know you love me. I know your baby mamas love me. But honestly, and I mean this in the most disrespectful way, suck your mother each and every time through a dirty straw. Then do the same thing to your nan. Anyone's got a problem, you know, it is what it is. Away from all of that is what it is. Let's keep, you know, mother watches my videos, don't want to get in trouble, so let's keep it sane and things, man. But it is what it is. Come on, man. I got everyone. But yeah, as I said, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Isn't too much to talk about, really and truly. I want to go over Emi Martinez because a lot of you have asked me to kind of cover it in a vid, and you've seen in the morning the emerging report something we didn't know, in that Matteo Guendouzi is going to be a permanent Marseille player. I mean, we knew there was an obligation to buy. The only way they wasn't going to get him is if they was relegated. Doesn't look like it's going to be a problem for Marseille. And as you lot know, again, there's an 11 million buy option. Probably he's become a 20 million pound player already, flirting with the French national team. They're going to make their money back now. Considering he had a year left on his deal, people, it might not necessarily be the worst thing. We did sign him for about 9 million. There's a profit of 2 odd million. But for me, that's someone that's going to be worth 20 mil. That's someone that I can understand him being sold because clearly, you know, it's nothing to do with ability. It's mentality or not seeing eye to eye with Arteta, rightly or wrongly. I don't want to go over the same things. I can understand why, But for me, it don't really make sense because there's resale value, because he ties into what we have, and because I think we've made a very hasty decision. You know, if he just sent him to Marseille, where Marseille have done a job, because really be honest, he's going to stay there for a couple of years and develop. It's a perfect match for Marseille and Guendouzi. They reflect each other. But he's going to be sold on for a profit, whether that's, you know, to a bigger French team or to another club that may or may not be interested in him. And it's almost where he wasn't a bad player for us, and I'm sure he won't have a bad thing to say about the club in general. But it's a case of what if. We're at where we're at with Matteo Guendouzi. As long as you bring me a midfielder with between now and January, I don't mind, because I think this club, you annoyed me with Ismail Benassia. You lost him. You gave me Guendouzi. You've lost Guendouzi. I need another cultured midfielder, really and truly, if I'm completely honest with you. Sorry, people, just putting in a timestamp. Please make sure we're hitting the like button. Yeah, working now. We're here, man. At least the audio is there, man. Is that official that he's gone? We're gone, bro. I don't agree with the profit, because it's not real profit. But I understand why man are onto him. But before any of that, I want to go over this Martinez thing, because I'm not gonna sit here and cap. I haven't got much time for it. Like I don't really care. With respect to Martinez, with respect to the Arsenal fans, I don't really care on this Sunday morning. I didn't care then. I didn't care now. All I will say with Martinez, against Martinez, before I kind of defend him, you know, you seem a bit insecure. You seem like a man or a woman that isn't quite over their ex. You know, you're always, whenever you've played well, you rather than focus on Aston Villa and things like that, I think you focus on Arsenal, and it seems that you're insecure and you're not over it. Rather than leave with your head held high, of, you know, Arsenal fans could see it wasn't really a Martinez fault. It was more betting on Leno and putting him in a position of power that he shouldn't have been in. And, you know, a year or so after we went and signed Ramsdale, leave with your head held high. You know, you done what you needed to do. You know, you was convincing. You fought for the number one. You got it at a point. If Arteta really doesn't see you in that, then it is what it is. Now, with Martinez, I don't know what to believe, because he came out this week and said I wasn't given guarantees. I don't believe anyone's due a guarantees. If you're not Messi, Ronaldo, all of these things, you're not due guarantees. Now, the first instance, I thought, you know what, he might have been of the thought of, okay, cool, the club haven't said it's a level playing field, because, you know, Martinez doesn't strike me as someone that's scared of a fight. If it was you and Leno, may the best man win. If you want the number one shirt, grab it and hold on to it. If it's a that thing, then I think Martinez would have stayed, and I don't think it was that. But then I'm also of the thought that maybe even Martinez was like, listen, I got to be number one now. I got to do this, that, and the other. These guarantees that Arteta and Martinez has indirectly spoken about, I can understand why he keeps it moving if Mikel Arteta doesn't see him as that. Now, in comparison to Leno, I would have gone with it. Now, again, I don't have a bad word to say about Martinez where I'm concerned. You know, he played with integrity. You know, he wanted hunger. I've not got a bad thing to say, apart from just stop talking about us. I don't think he's saying things bad. I do think the media makes a lot of it, but he just seems a bit insecure. Was a bit harsh. Obviously, banter's banter. It did, on one hand, it was harsh for me to see that happen to Martinez, and it was a bit difficult to see. But on the other hand, agendas are agendas. You know, when you're hearing, you know, you're just a ish Aaron Ramsdale's better than you. They're rattling him. They're doing all of this. The game's the game. And he looked like he wanted to cry. We don't owe Martinez nothing. Same way he don't owe us a thing. It is what it is. But I don't think it's wrong, because I do think he's been chatting. But I do think it's wrong because he ain't done nothing, and we dealt with him dirty, and we always scream about a touch of class. We could have showed it there. But on the other hand, fundamentally, agendas are agendas. The game's the game. Football has gone a bit soft in times, so I don't really give a crap, people. It is what it is. You know, Martinez seems to, you know, he's very talkative. You know, remember all them comments like Villa's a step up and all of these sort of things. Boy, see what's going on now, innit? Really and truly. Again, you know, with the Martinez thing, would have loved him to stay, but end of the day, if the man doesn't want to stay, let's not rewrite history. He was here for years and the ability must have been there, but why didn't he show it? 20 million came out of the woodworks, just like with Willock. If that can be reinvested and whatnot, fair play. My only problem was betting on Leno, and my only problem with Arsenal is that you look stupid because a year on you went and signed Ramsdale, someone that the jury's still out from, but every game he's getting closer and closer. And I'll go as far as to say Ramsdale's justified the 30 million price tag already. I know there's going to be elements of bad form. There is going to be mistakes. There's going to be question marks. But I think he's justified that 30 million already. And I think it will, you know, I think if you was to sell him tomorrow, you'd make your peas. But, you know, it's a case of what if with Martinez. I know there would probably never have been a reality where you would have had Martinez and Ramsdale and been able to keep both as a number 1/2. But hopefully, you know, that's an end to it. You know, Martinez and Arsenal, the feeling's done. And I mean, to be fair, Martinez can't go on bad or go on soft because he's a rattler. You've seen it at Copa America. You've seen it for Arsenal. You've seen it at Old Trafford against United. He's a rattler. So, you know, sometimes, you know, you 1 minute you're the rattler, the second game you're the rattled. So, yeah. And for me, I'm happy because, you know, if Villa won, you know, this guy would have, you know, rather than talk about how great the system was from Dean Smith, all of them things, he's going to talk about Arsenal and how Arsenal did him dirty and things like that. I'm telling you, you know, when he comes out with an autobiography, the bulk of it is just going to be Arsenal, really and truly. As I said, he seems a bit insecure, but it is what it is. You know, that's probably settled the bad blood. Where Martinez is concerned, please get your thoughts in. But for me personally, that's all I have to say on Martinez, really and truly. But yeah, let me take in your opinions, because for me, you know, I think Arsenal fans were wrong to boo him just because he was a good one. It weren't like he left with any animosity. He left it with on a bad note and things. But I understand the potential frustration and things like that. And on the other hand, as I keep saying, Arsenal fans can boo who they want. Anyone can boo who they want. The game's the game, innit? You don't play for Arsenal Football Club. Agendas are agendas. It's nice to see actually Arsenal fans are vocal and heard in the Emirates. You know, when was that said? That's one thing. The atmosphere in the last couple of games, in fact, since the start of the season, really, especially at home, and big up the away fans as well, has been good for Arsenal. So, yeah, man, we're doing what it is. It is what it is, bro. You win some, you lose some. We always seem to lose. Yes, Martinez deserved it. Prince, why? How you feeling, DG? I'm good, man. A bit knackered, a bit tired, to be fair. Could do with an hour's sleep, but you know, I'm not gonna lie. Between the 1:30 show and now, when this is done, I'll get my sleep. Don't worry. But after that, it's a privilege to be here with you lot, you know, morning, afternoon, and night. It's been a busy week. It's been a busy weekend, but pressure's a privilege. It's all a blessing, really. So I hope, you know, you lot can continue to support the thing. As you lot can see, Man United and Liverpool watch along is my next bit of content on YouTube. Again, you can check out the pin message. I'm sure you can, you know, this video, when it's done, will take you into that landing page, and I've just dropped it. Again, 1:30, I'll be live on Twitch where it's West Ham versus Tottenham. So 2 games and this today, people. And tomorrow, obviously, we keep going, man. Martinez needs to just stop chatting Arsenal. He's a Villa player, exactly that. But sometimes a man's asked these questions. I do think sometimes these players are asked these questions, and the media make it a lot of a circus as well. He's asked the question, he answers it. Then they see Martinez did it at Arsenal. They make the article headline that, and they know Arsenal fans are going to lap it up on social media. Like, they know Arsenal. They know football fans rile up the net, but they know Arsenal fans, despite, you know, for a team that's not doing anything seriously, we're always in the papers, you know. There's not really too much, you know. You type in Arsenal on Google, we won, so there's not too many things. If we lost, you know, there would have been, how does Arteta turn it around? You know, why did he play Tavares? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? You know, if Buendia shelled it, why did we sit by Buendia and not Odegaard? You know, as I keep saying, Buendia, Maddison, Joe Willock, with respect to them, I want them to do the best people, and things like that. And things like that. But at the same time, I know they're not doing well, because nobody's making articles screaming about Arsenal and screaming about how we made a mistake not buying them. Are you winning the league after beating Villa? Global CFC, you know, nobody here expects Arsenal to win the league. If you are looking for funny jokes at 11:28 a.m., you need to go somewhere else, because it's tiring. You know, I get it, but can we just have a bit more common sense? You know, you're a Chelsea fan. You just won 7-0. Why the hell are you here at 11:30 a.m. talking nonsense? Have you brushed your teeth today? Anyways, you know, probably ain't even wash yourself. Wash your front before you talk, make shit jokes, man. But anyways, away from that. And actually, we won the league in our draw against Liverpool a few years ago when Ozil scored. So get the games right, fella. Anyways, moving forward from shit jokes, man. Respectfully, I don't give a fuck about Martinez. Don't play for us. Leave us alone. It's that simple. There's probably no buyback clause when Guendouzi is concerned. He's more or less, he was gone. I told you lot in the summer, he's gone. He's going to be gone. So it is what it is. It's terrible business. He's only popping out the mouth because he's playing with Messi. To be fair, the minute he left for Villa, he was chatting. The thing is, nobody hated Martinez when he left. It's just the way he's chatting about us. Man will sit there and say they want Sanchez back, but boo Martinez. It don't make any sense. Trust. And say certain midfielders are better than certain legends in midfield at this club. Martinez can't take the heat now, bro. Karma will get us back. There will be a time. If I'm Martinez, I'm remembering all of that, and I'm rattling Arsenal fans. See, the same way Jesse Lingard was dancing, you wouldn't see nothing. Martinez will have his day, I think. Martinez likes to talk too much. If you give it, you got to take it. I hear that, but what has he said though? He's asked these interviews. Our class went time back, fair play. Normal managers give the keeper on a good run of form time on the pitch consistently. Our player management is abnormal, says Cam. Big up all the members locked in. Shout out yourself as well, Halimi. What a game to choose and go and watch. The atmosphere was the best I've been to since Highbury days. Fair play. If I'm Martinez and you're choosing Leno over me, I'm gonna be baffled too. So sad to see Martinez mouth shut for it. So happy to see Martinez mouth shut for a change. I love Martinez for what he's done for us. Make sure you're hitting the like button, people. I would have loved for him to stay, but he's gone. He just needs to keep quiet and stop talking like a bitter ex. Exactly. You know, you're meant to move forward. If it really was a chapter that's now closed in your book, why are you still chatting? But I do think Arsenal fans move a bit insecure as well. Being there, I couldn't understand why they was booing him, to be fair, but it did seem to get to him a little bit as he was sloppy with his distribution. And to be fair, he probably felt some sort of way, you know. I ain't got no beef with you. Why are you, man, booing him? Booing, man. And I do think at times, a lot of him talking in the media and stuff, it's been misunderstood. People look at the headlines and not actually what's being said, and don't discount the fact that the media are asking a man these questions, really and truly. It's only because he loves us as well, man. Anyways, enough about that Martinez stuff from me. Anyways, Guendouzi deserves his chance at Arsenal. It's gone, man. Rightly or wrongly, man. I just have to accept it's gone, man. Wait until Tuesday. I'm gonna orchestrate the North Bank. Class hype. Villa don't seem to be doing what they thought, considering how much they spent. Emi sweating. I'm definitely not bogged down, man. No, there's no CFC, bro. CFC's always here, man. It's all banter, but I just didn't understand it. Like nobody said we're winning the game, winning the league. He was purely answering on Arsenal, not the fan. Martinez was speaking his truth, so he backs himself. It was nothing rattling, to be honest. You know how football fans is, man. People's feelings are always on the line, and it's just bare insecurities and things like that. Make sure we're hitting the like button, people. We're at 57 likes. Not the best at all by any stretch of the imagination. And don't forget, people, I'm going live on Twitch. West Ham versus Spurs today, and then it's a Man United versus Liverpool affair. And it's such a good day of football, but we can't watch it all, man. You got what? I'm sure you got Roma, Napoli. I might be wrong. You definitely got Inter Milan, Juventus. You got El Clasico. You got Man United, Liverpool. You even got little things like Ajax, PSV. You know, Marseille, PSG later as well. Hella games. Where I'm actually not doing a watch along for that. I just want to watch that as a normal football fan. That's going to be an interesting game to be a part of, man. So yeah, it is what it is. Martinez is just a rubbish Ramsdale. Until Ramsdale has his, again, the thing about Arsenal fans, the inevitable, they're gonna turn on Ramsdale. They were turning at a point on Smith-Rowe. They turn on Saka. They turn on everyone. Then they flip around. Ramsdale's this guy until he makes that one mistake. Really, just like Pablo Mari. I don't rate Mari at all. Tried to tell you, look, he's not levels, but he played couple games. Man proclaimed that he's the best centre half at this club. People wanted to fight me on social media over it, and then you saw he's a fraud. People, this is the thing about football fans. But it is what it is, man. Not emotional at all, my guy. I mean, funny enough, you said something, I react to it. All of a sudden, I'm emotional. If it's a good joke, it's a good joke. If it's a shit joke, it's a shit joke. There's no point crying over Guendouzi. He'll become a good player, but we should take it on the chin move forward. Man didn't pull up any trees when he was here. Who do you want to win, Marseille or PSG? I'm conflicted being a PSG fan. I want us to win. I want Saliba to come out of it with his reputation enhanced and not absolutely destroyed. Like for me, obviously, it's difficult. You have to give a man a bit of a discount when he's playing PSG and things. But these are the games, personally, when I'm doing my little loan reports and watching, for someone that's watched the last, been following Saliba, I'm looking at these games. Can you come out with any credibility? I'm not asking you to lock down Neymar, Mbappe, Messi, and these guys. It's impossible. But can you come out with some credibility? Though they tried to rub man out with the Leno comments as well, bro. You was right when it was unpopular. And it's not even about being right, bro. I can only comment on my truth. There's been players who've proved me wrong, but I told man from the jump, He's bookie. Leno is bookie. You know, I told man, and man used to say, "What am I doing?" I used to say sometimes he's pulling off some great saves, but he's palming them into poor areas. He's not a bad keeper, and I do think he's a good one. But Arsenal fans don't like to admit the truth. They don't. You know, every year every couple of games we rewrite history with Aubameyang, Lacazette, all of these guys. You know, Xhaka, 1 minute he's shit, then he's the Messiah. There's a lack of balance, really and truly. You know, every game we was the worst thing against Crystal Palace and Brighton. All of a sudden, everything's cushy again, and we're looking at the league table. It's very dangerous looking for a narrative by game to game when you need to look at Arsenal for what it is. And reality is Arsenal have not changed significantly since last season. You know, when you see little things come together like against Spurs, you know, tactically against Villa, not too many other thingies away from that. You're seeing little building blocks, you know, the age of the players, the profile, what we're doing in defense and things. You see little building blocks, but we're nowhere near. I know Pep Guardiola is out there talking. I know there is some positive emergent stats around possession and stuff, but Arsenal have a long way to go. And dare I say, I think this is going to be our season of yo-yos. We're going to, you know, a bit extreme, but the start of the season, we're going to see elements of that. We're going to have shaky games like against Brighton and Palace, and we're going to lose games like that. And we're going to have a couple of highs like against Villa and things. I think we're going to struggle for consistency. And to be fair with you, all I care about is May. You need to be in a respectable place come May. If we're not, then there's question marks that need to be asked among everyone. Ultimately, it needs to fall at the feet of Mikel Arteta and the technical director, because you know, all I need to see is a building blocks, really and truly. And I see little bits and pieces, but we've been here. You know, if we went on the Spurs game, that was the thing. You know, that 4-2-3-1/4-3-3, whatever it was, that was the thing. That was what was moving with. That's what we was behaving with. That was, you know, prior to that game, we were saying Lacazette, Pepe, all these guys need to get in the team. Xhaka can't start. You saw what happened in that game. Everyone was saying that was the thing. Now you're seeing with Villa, people again going on about Aubameyang and Lacazette. You know, people fail to understand different games. We need different things. There's going to be games Aubameyang and Lacazette play together. It imbalances the team. Against Villa, I said it wouldn't, because again, when we was watching the Palace game, I said we probably need to go to Villa with this because it was a one-man press. And like you saw, we did well against their back three, pressing them. But, you know, we can't, you know, right now, I think Arsenal need to find a consistent 11, which we've been trying to do. And then we need to be able to change things, which we clearly are struggling with, because Arteta sometimes doesn't know when to tweak things. So be wary of drawing the conclusions. When we win, these are always the messiahs. When we lose, it's always a player that isn't involved that is the beacon of hope. So we start as we mean to go on. As I said, come May, you want to be in a respectable place in the table by God's grace. You obviously, for me, you need to see building blocks. You need to be able to simply answer the question of what is Mikel Arteta's Arsenal, because it's one of two things. Either we can't see it, or what we do not want to see and what we have seen is the Arsenal, you know, really and truly, or is his Arsenal. So we've got a long way to go. That's what I feel, man. Be fair with you, all I really want, I would love a respectable league finish. I would love to get Europe, but you know, I'd say do what you can in the league, show some improvement. I want the FA Cup, man. I want to go all the way to go, man. I want to go all the way. And as you lot know, people, there's what there must be 30 or just like maybe like 29, 30 games left of the season, people. Do you know how many narratives are going to be drawn week to week? You know, let's just calm it down and just assess and keep some balance. But you know, when we've done well, praise them. When we've lost, keep some perspective. You're never quite, it's difficult to say, you're never as bad as you think you are when you're losing. You're never as good as you think you are when you're winning. So if we keep that sort of balance, there's always something to improve. For me, for me anyway, speaking for myself, when I see us play with the intensity and the pressing and the things in particular against Aston Villa and Spurs, I praise them for it. I applaud them for it. But that should be the minimum. All of these players should be able to put in that as a minimum. You don't praise Liverpool and Manchester City for pressing. You don't praise them for working hard. That's a minimum of what they're trying to do. We need to stop praising mediocre things. But obviously, at the same time, with where we are, I'm happy with that. But yeah, man, that's that, man. What else are you lot saying? DG, Friday, we saw what our team can do. Forget the players who have gone. They're gone. Let's concentrate on who's here now. Get behind them. Let's give our weak manager some strength. I mean, we're allowed to talk about several things, but generally, I get where you're going. Good morning, Deluded, and the biggest football community here. Big up all the moderators. Happy Sunday, positive vibes. Another big stream, back-to-back content. Appreciate that. What's your thoughts on the 4-4-2 formation? I need to cut up the individual clip, but I did do, when we did the tactical review on the last live stream, you can check out the timestamp. I did answer a lot about it. I'm still not convinced on it with the pivot in midfield. You know, big up Partey and Lokonga. They had great games. But and I don't want to say focus on Villa being poor, but might have been a different game if you was to play an aggressive Aston Villa. If Villa, if we went with a 4-4-2 against Brighton and Crystal Palace with the way them pivots played, what would the narrative be? But isolated to this game, it worked. Obviously, it balances the team, finding a Aubameyang and Lacazette. It promotes positive relationships across the field. You saw Tavares and Smith-Rowe on that left-hand side connect very well. Tavares is involved in all 4 goals. The one we conceded in all 3, and he actually should have had an assist where Saka should have scored. And I think Martinez made a big save. So there's relationships. Smith-Rowe, Saka and Tomiyasu, the pivot came strong. Again, Aubameyang and Lacazette, the centre halves. Everyone that when Tavares is going down that left hand side, Tomiyasu becoming narrow, us overcompensating with other things. So the 4-4-2 was good in that game, but I'd have to see it if we're being asked questions defensively, because we held on in the second half, but when Villa kind of hit back, you was seeing gaps, you was seeing sloppiness, you was seeing people out of possession. Tavares had a good game, but weren't asked a question defensively. So it might be, on another day, it might be something different. But from what I saw, the 4-4-2 worked. And, we've seen 4-4-2. We've seen 3 at the back, many denominations of that. We've seen 4-2-3-1. We need to have one central base way of playing, which probably is 4-2-3-1 / maybe 4-3-3. But occasionally, you need to be able to tweak the systems, have little 4-4-2s out of possession, change the system when we're in possession, little things like that. And this is what we need. Sometimes I think when Arteta needs to change it, he's not on changing it. When he needs to change, he's not on changing it. When it doesn't need to be tweaked, he tweaked with things. So yeah, everything came to plan in that game, really and truly. So what can I say, man? But it was amazing for what it's worth, man. It was lovely to see it. But again, different matters. If a team's on the front foot and trying to chuck it to you, it's probably going to be a different game. Bro, Villa were in the Midlands in that first half. I don't know what they were on, but this is the thing about the Premier League. You need to catch man cold, just like Brighton. Brighton got dealt with yesterday. I'm not going to say they would have got back in the game, but they were on it in the second half. Maybe if they started the game like that, there might have been something in that regards. And we are seeing in the last 2 weeks, because we've been doing watch-alongs. There's little watch-alongs. We've been doing watch-alongs. Teams have kind of woken up in the second half, but the damage is already done, really. Like, I swear, Everton against West Ham, I'm sure Everton were sleeping in that first half as well. What would you say is our best formation with this team? I don't know, because again, if I go on the Spurs game, it's 4-3-3 / 4-2-3-1. Yes, well, I say yesterday. Friday is 4-4-2. There's been times 3 at the back has been wavy, and we even sat here and spoke. Is it time to go 3 at the back and whatnot? So I wouldn't, truthfully, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know. I feel more. My bias is always going to be 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. But I do like the 4-4-2 that we tried. But I would say, one up front typically. But formations change, really in games. Sometimes it's a 4-4-2, then it's a 4-2-3-1 out of possession. You almost see 2 formations in one nowadays in football. Definitely where Mikel Arteta is concerned, people. Please hit the like button if you haven't already as well, and set your reminders. It's always appreciative. Appreciate all the comments. You lot on fire this morning. Well, yeah, it's still technically morning. Big games today. Too many. Against a quality midfield, we're getting cornered in 4-4-2. Exactly. Even when you look at it, when Lacazette had a good game, but no one is talking about what we've seen Lacazette do on occasion. He's standing on Douglas Luiz. He's preventing Villa, apologies, from building out from the back. No one is speaking on that. The minute he comes off, Luiz is further forward near our goal. Is it any coincidence he's been involved in a goal? My point being is you need to be able to shut down midfields. And 9 times out of 10, where a 4-4-2 is concerned, we're playing against 3 midfielders. I know technically, Lacazette will drop in, Smith-Rowe will come narrow, we'll go against things in that way. But you get the point. We need to be switched on. We have to be wary of drawing conclusions around certain players and certain individuals. And tactically, it worked. It is what it is. Appreciate all the comments, man. And the problem with Arsenal is can you do it consistently? Ifs and buts and all of these sort of things are the cases. Appreciate everybody locked in. We're only at 87 likes. Odegaard looks decent / okay against teams that sit deep, but he struggles against teams that are proactive. Arteta's got to find a balance with it. I think it's the other way around, personally. Morning, DG. DG, I got the heat from some Arsenal fans despite beating Norwich 7-0. What does that tell you? I don't know what Arsenal fans you speak to in your current life. I don't know what heat they can give Chelsea fans. So it's not a question I can answer. I don't know what it tells me, my guy. So yeah, I'm going to move on from that. Lack of links to Oba and Smith-Rowe was good to see, and it was. And I think what really tipped the balance for going with the two up front is because I don't think you could have dropped Aubameyang going into this game because he was good in our previous game, and Lacazette off the bench. So I think that was that gave Arteta, and obviously Lacazette playing his way into the team with what he's been doing was a thing. And I know Lacazette came off injured. Apparently Aubameyang's just had cramp. Tierney didn't play pre-game because he got a knock. Hopefully there's nothing serious around them. We don't need any more injuries where Arsenal Football Club is concerned. So let's see what happens where that's concerned, man. DG, will you be streaming on Twitch today? Finally got the app. Yep. I will. Tottenham versus West Ham live from 1:30 on Twitch. So go follow, subscribe if you haven't already. Morning to you, Tracks. I've said Laka and Oba need to play up front. They need to, but then you got to overcompensate. If you're going to have them, the middle's going to be spot on because there's going to be times where that's unbalanced, where Aubameyang's on the left-hand shoulder and he's not getting in the game. Where actually there's been games where Lacazette dropping too deep has harmed us and the team gets further forward and the pivot might look shaky. I'm not watering it down because I want it to work. My point being, be wary of drawing conclusions. There's pros and cons to everything. It worked against Villa. Next time we do it, I hope it works. But it is what it is. And for me, where Arsenal's concerned, again, you need to be able to do this consistently. If you can do this for 5 to 10 games, I'll take it in. Take it seriously. I'm not talking about the formation. I'm talking about the mentality. It's a bit of a myth in that relation. E.g., would you have gone for another player instead of Odegaard? I was actually keen for Odegaard to return, but I mean, I would have preferred a more number 8 than a traditional 10, which Odegaard is and whatnot, personally. But I definitely wasn't against Odegaard signing. I think people were downplaying it. And I know, he started off the season all right. Last 2 games, he's been a bit shaky. And history, again, is being rewritten. But you get the point. In terms of Matteo Guendouzi, people, as I said, I've been speaking about it at the start of this feed. I don't want to go over the same things. I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but I think it's a mistake. I think it's a mistake because if you're not going to play him, this guy's worth more than the 11 million you're getting. Fair enough. You got him. He came under your wings. You've made a little profit, but I think we could have got more money. I think we could have looked at this situation with a year left on his contract and looked at it. I think maybe we could have even given him a new deal and seen him come into our first team or be sold on. I think we could have made a lot more money. I think Marseille have won in that regards, in that they're going to have to sell Kamara soon. I think they're going to make a decent profit on signing Guendouzi for 11 million if he keeps being on the cusp of things where France is concerned. They might set it, because for me, he's probably a 20 million euro player now, really. Didn't set the world alight initially at Marseille, but has found his feet. Didn't do bad, but didn't pull up trees at Hertha Berlin. Neither the same at Arsenal. There's still a lot more refinement to do, but he's a good player. For me, it is what it is. There's going to be a time in Guendouzi's life where he looks back at his time at Arsenal and thinks maybe I could have done things differently. Arsenal will look back and think of what is it. Feels like there was more to give. At the end of the day, he's, as much as I like him, it's not like you're losing Messi or Mbappe. Life goes on. My problem with him is, it's a means to an end. Sort out our midfield. As I said at the start, we got rid of Benassia. You got rid of Guendouzi. You need to give me another sort of midfielder like that personally. But it is what it is. We knew he was signing permanently for them. There was a bit of confusion as to whether it was an obligation to buy or a permanent. It looks like he's gone, really. I know Arteta was kind of playing coy on his future and saying anyone that's contracted to Arsenal still has a chance, which I told you then and which some of you already knew. He's not going to go out and say he's joining Marseille. Again, there's a lot of variables that need to be had. And for him, I think Marseille is the perfect club for him. Very passionate individual, very passionate club in Marseille. Obviously, you're seeing hooliganism right on the rise in France, if I'm completely honest with you. Every week you're seeing a game locked off, or fans just moving mad, or games like, actually, ironically, Marseille versus PSG. I think it's another big game. Apparently PSG fans can't even go today in that, really and truly. But if we start to look at some of the reports, it appears that, you know, Marseille are convinced on Guendouzi's ability, maybe his resale value. But for the avoidance of doubt, Matteo Guendouzi's 11 million euro buy option will be activated automatically by Marseille to sign him from Arsenal at the end of the season, which obviously correlates with a number of things, people. It correlates with a number of things. This was actually, sorry, I was actually reading this about Matteo Guendouzi. Anyways, people, just in general. So it appears that he's gone. I don't know why the screen at this happened, but as you lot can see here, Philippe Tarpi has said, very happy in Marseille. Matteo Guendouzi wants to last at Marseille. Its purchase option of about 11 million euros will be lifted automatically at the end of the season. He will then be linked to the club until 2025. So you probably have to say it was what we knew. It was probably a permanent deal for Matteo Guendouzi at the start. And obviously, with everybody being broke and Corona and needing to watch their pounds a bit better and look after their pennies, this was probably a permanent option and a permanent sale. And, you know, we're just getting run our P's back now. So we'll get our little loan fee and we'll get slapped on top of the 11 million. And that's that. I hope there's a sell-on clause. I don't think there's a buyback option. I very much doubt Arsenal are that proactive in that. They're not taking a leaf out of Chelsea's book where they sold Tammy or Timo Livramento. And I don't think there's one where Lamptey's concerned, but there must be something that can be done. It is what it is. You know, wish Guendouzi the best. It is what it is. Hopefully, we just revamp the midfield and things like that. You know, hopefully Saliba returns, and where Matteo's concerned, that's that, people. Like that's that. There isn't more to say. You know, the man's gone. The man's gone, really and truly. It is what it is. What it is, people. And the thing is, I like him, man. I like him a lot. But at the end of the day, that's what's up with Guendouzi. He's gone in it. Like, that's that. You know, again, at least for me, it's another player that's contracted until 2023 that, rightly or wrongly, the future's been solved. Now, again, what's going to happen with Bellerin? I don't know how good or bad he's doing at Betis. The same goes for Torreira back in Italy. You know, who else is there? Maitland-Niles is at the club, but he's contracted until 2023. Leno is there. Everyone apart from Aubameyang, who probably will, you know, leave at the end of his contract. You know, there's mad question marks, really and truly. So hopefully some of these question marks are being answered, really. So it is what it is where that one there is concerned. But it looks like Marseille have a new player in Guendouzi, and it was all but that. And it's a perfect home for him where it's concerned, people. But where Arsenal are concerned, that's that, people. There's no need to waffle and ramble on. He will not be staying at the club. What else are you lot saying? So we've covered Martinez. We've spoken about 4-4-2 and the ups and downs of the season. Yeah, man, I've got everything I wanted to speak about. We've done it, man. I thought he had a future, but it is what it is. Hope he does excel. DG, do you think Arteta needs a plan A, B, C for a single game? Players need to adapt as per our position. Yeah, I mean, if we're meant to be a top club, we always have to have our way of playing, which should be attacking football, forward-thinking football. But, you know, you need to be able to change things. You need to be adaptable. And I think that's one thing that made Arteta unstuck, because when he first took the Arsenal job, nobody knows you. So when we're playing Liverpool and we're playing City and we're playing Man United and Chelsea, nobody knows how to counteract us. You know, the second season, people start learning a bit about you, what you want to do now, to the point people know we're left-hand centric. At a time, there's going to come, if not already, I'm not saying Tomiyasu is a victim or he's a bad footballer, but there's going to naturally become a point where they target Tomiyasu because he's narrow. He doesn't really want to get forward. Arteta demands that he doesn't really do that. So they're going to try and attack that space. Same way people know, get onto Xhaka, you stop us building, and all of these sort of things. There's things that they, you know, you hear it every time we lose, really. So there has to be that sort of chopping and changing in a healthy sort of capacity, though, my guy. But he does need to have different systems. I would say that. Not every young player can make it here. To be fair with you, with Guendouzi, it doesn't feel like it was down to ability. It was something else. I just think it's the straw that broke the camel's back. It's like, allow it, man. You're making too much noise. I got a million problems at Arsenal. I don't want to deal with this. Him and Partey would have worked well together. Maybe, but it would have been meaty, man. Guendouzi did score 2 in their last game. A brilliant header. St. Etienne fans were moving mad. Guendouzi divides opinion. Guendouzi is average. DG, Jim is paying off. No trouble, mate. Come on. You know, you never know when one of these, if I go to the Emirates, someone might try a thing. Now, muscles don't mean much, but yeah, man, when some of the scenes you're seeing with certain people trying to attack content creators, I'm not going out like that. EG, after beating Villa, are you confident for your next two fixtures? I mean, I don't, as an Arsenal fan, respectfully, I don't think you can sit there and say I'm confident or you can be confident because you don't know what Arsenal's going to turn up. To be fair to the club, we did not lose to Crystal Palace or Brighton, but for me personally, it felt like a L because we weren't quite in the game. We was at their mercy. Palace, we held on to 3 points. We didn't get over the line, and it was individual mistakes. We were never in it against Brighton, and we're lucky that Mupé and these guys never had their finishing boots. So it's that case of ifs and buts, and what Arsenal turn up. We're a shameless club. You know, we win our game. Bench Cam is back. We're shameless. I can't lie. Bench Cam and them all access videos are back, and we lap it up. Our next two games, I don't know. I want to end October strongly. You've got a tough team in Leeds. You know, you've got people like Joe Gerhardt who made his debut, the 19-year-old. I'm sure he might have a start. Sometimes when you're not doing well like Leeds in the league, not that we're doing amazing, the cup can be somewhere where you can find form, somewhere that's a sign of relief and stuff. And for me, with Leeds, I hope Rafinha's all right over that injury. Not well enough to play, but I hope he's fine. Leeds is a big team in the cup. It's aggressive. It's a team that I'm never quite confident playing. So, and it's a game where, the games are coming fast. We're going to need the whole squad, really and truly. Again, people are getting fatigued. People are getting injuries. People are cramping up. So it's a time for Arteta to manage the squad wisely. But I hope we can end October strongly because, as you know, as an Arsenal fan, you're not confident about the November period at all. It's peak. So yeah, we've got Leeds. We did beat Leicester away from home last season. If I remember that game correctly, Xhaka made a mistake and we had to revamp it, and that was one of the best games ever from us last season. For me. But if we look at the game at the Emirates, I think Brendan Rodgers, I think Arteta had him up in the first half, and I think Rodgers showed his class or showed what my problem with Arteta is, that any manager that seems to have a Scooby-Doo and changes things in the second half or changes things in the game, Arteta can't counteract that. And Leicester seems to be picking up a bit of form. I know they're playing today, picking up a bit of form. Any team that has Jamie Vardy and Jamie Vardy against us, you know what time it is. They got Telemans, they got a bag of quality. So it's going to be a difficult game. But hopefully we've taken some sort of confidence from the fact that we're still unbeaten in 5 or so games. We won our last game. It's always nice to win and never nice to lose. So hopefully, but you've got to earn the right to play, and it's a 12:30 game. I've seen us choke these 12:30 games and get caught cold, really. Against like with Aston Villa, I didn't see them arrive in London. I hope that we actually arrive at the King Power Stadium, and the King Power Stadium is always filled with controversy and things. It's never, to me anyways, there's very few clean cut, better yet, straightforward games with Arsenal where that ground's concerned. I think of Leicester, I think of high intensity, high energy, all of that sort of stuff. Brendan Rodgers is a good manager and all those things. So we have to earn the right to play in these both games. Again, it felt a bit like Crystal Palace, that we thought just because we're in good form, we've taken the lead in this game, we're going to see it through. It doesn't work like that. Come Saturday morning, Villa didn't happen. Villa's irrelevant now. It was, we worked on something all week. We did what we needed to do. We didn't lose. We had 2 games last week. We took 4 points. It is what it is. Against Villa, everything worked perfectly apart from conceding a goal. Let's take the positives. Let's work on the negatives. Come Saturday/today, Sunday, it's irrelevant now. It doesn't matter. We have to have that same hunger. You need to treat every game like it was Villa and Spurs, off the basis of those were our 2 best games this season, if you want to exclude AFC Wimbledon. So yeah, man, you just got to start as you mean to go on. So hopefully we finish October strong, man. But will we? It's down to the players. It's down to the individuals. It's down to the manager. Again, the narratives, we can't write different ones every week. Good question, though. Appreciate that, man. I like the fact that from a 4-2-3-1, we can shift into a 4-4-2 attacking wise and vice versa without the ball. Imagine when we're able to do it with better, competent players, man. Pardon me. Shout out all the Leeds fans in here as well, man. Daka as well. Daka's a madman. He's on stuff, man. Daka's on. He's in form. He's on bullying us. November, December, January is a cue for our bad run. Fingers crossed it doesn't happen this season. Gino hope so, but this is where man have to stand up to be counted. Man, hate Emi Martinez like he moved to Bayern Munich or something. It's only Aston Villa. And to be fair with you, I think Arsenal fans probably, you couldn't begrudge someone for definitely hating. You can't hate someone for moving to Bayern Munich. I don't think anyone hates him for his leaving or Aston Villa. It's more so the talking has antagonized people. I don't hate Martinez. I would go as far as to say Arsenal fans don't hate him, but And hate is a strong word, especially with what's going on in today's day and age. But I definitely feel there's more bad blood with Arsenal fans than I thought with Martinez. Maybe it's all entertainment, it's all banter and things. Because Martinez hasn't had a bad word to say about the fans. But it is what it is. Emi didn't deserve booze. Arsenal treated him terribly. Spent 10 months with us. Didn't get a look in. Finally did and took his chance. Then got told he's going to sit on the bench again. Well, it seems like he wanted guarantees. No hate for your scrubs like Mustafi and them, man, but there's hella hate for Martinez. Don't think you're being fair, G1. I think people didn't like Mustafi at all. Everyone could see his shit. Appreciate you for tuning in, though. Would like to see a back three of Tommy, White, and Gabriel with Ainsley Maitland now / Chambers playing at right back, Atini Tavares at left back. I don't mind it, but Chambers, relax on the bench or get sold, man. Leave it with Ainsley. Do you think Ramsdale was a shrewd signing? Maybe at 30 million pounds and what it could be long term. You know, he's proving a lot of people wrong. Like for me, I wasn't against the signing of Ramsdale, but if you said goalkeeper, I wouldn't have said Ramsdale's name, but I did think he got a bit of a bad rep. And I said at the time he's a better keeper than people give him credit for. I was actually for the signing of Odegaard. I could understand why people might say it's rubbed because it doesn't feel like a new player. But I think Odegaard's proven he's going to be a good signing and is a good signing. I think Ramsdale, to a bigger extent has done that. I think the Congo's got a lot to work on, but you can see that's a couple million euros spent well. Not genuinely a couple, but you get the point. Ben White's had a good game against Spurs. I think he was good against Burnley. I think he was good against Villa. I think similar to Pepe, I don't think he's going to justify that 50 million price tag or a big price tag. I think at best, people are just going to shut up about it. Games like Aston Villa has convinced me a tiny bit on Ben White, but I ain't learned too much and I have to discount a bit. So it could be a shrewd addition. In the same way to Ben White, actually, I'm not against the signing. I was like, we're doing 50 million Ben White. And again, like with Ramsdale, if you was asking me a centre half, I wasn't putting Ben White down on the list. So, the summer signings have started well. Hopefully it continues, but there's going to be moments of bad form. There's going to be moments of question marks. It's going well for Ramsdale right now. There's going to be times it's not. It's just like when Saka came in the first team, Tierney come in the first team when he was bought, all at different ages. There's a honeymoon period. Martinelli, everything's great. Then you do something shaky, then the fans stop gassing up everything you're doing and looking at what you're doing negatively. And there's a lot of tests for Ramsdale. I don't have him down as someone that will be complacent, but in life we're all victims of complacency at times. Right now he's chasing something. He's got the number one. He's held on to it. I don't want to say Leno's got no chance, but he's running away from Leno. What happens when Leno is gone in January or whatever, and you need to bring in that number two, who undoubtedly clearly is a number two second choice? I don't know. All I hope is that Southgate did get to see Aaron Ramsdale, Smith-Rowe, and Ben White yesterday. I think Ramsdale's probably got the strongest chance. I have hope for Ben White, especially with other centre halves his form. I don't think he quite is going to call up Smith-Rowe yet, if I'm honest. But every game Smith-Rowe plays, doing his thing. Smith-Rowe. One love to everybody locked in, people. Please make sure we're hitting those like buttons. 130 so far. What else have you lot got? What else are you lot saying? I feel like White would live up to his price tag. English tax. I don't see which English centre back would get better than White and cheaper the price. I don't know either, but at the same time, I don't know if he's ever going to justify 50 million. People just shut up about it, man. Ben White's going to get called up. Maguire's been injured and terrible recently, yeah, but Maguire still gets called up. Mings is still going to get the call up, even though I don't think he deserves it. Emi is better than Leno. Two keepers I don't give a shit about. Martinelli needs to start against Leeds. I think Martinelli, Tavares, Pepe, they'll get starts. Fair play. Arsenal win and Arteta hype train moves on. I think I don't think any Arsenal fans been gassing him up. I don't know who's been on the Arteta hype train apart from Pep Guardiola. I don't think Leicester bullies you up, boy. I'll always have that fear for Leicester. Very good counter-attacking team, very good technical level in terms of how they play. Street smart individuals all across the field. Brendan Rodgers as the gaffer. I know Leicester haven't been flying as high as they should have, and they're probably conceding more goals than we should have. But when you buck Arsenal, to be fair, form goes out the window. And I never know. You know, if the Arsenal of Villa and Spurs turns up, you have a chance. If the Arsenal that turns up against Brentford or Palace or Brighton is shaky. So I don't know. Have to understand Emi was at the club for time. Of course, he will be salty. Who wouldn't feel some sort of way again? And that's probably why Arsenal fans are on to him then. More talent gifted / given away under the Arteta / Edu regime. E.g., your scores for each game later. I hope West Ham win 2-3-1 against Spurs. I actually see Spurs winning it, but I'm going to say 3-1 West Ham. Man United, Liverpool. Oof. If I was betting money, I'd say 4-0 Liverpool. You know, Salah might do a mazza, but I actually think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer might do a thing. 2-1 Man United. There's something might happen. Bro, there's no hype train, man. There's no hype train. Like I said, for this whole Arsenal team, I need to see for 5 to 10 games. Win, lose, or draw. I need to see a base level of performance. Anyone can, well, where Arsenal concerned, anyone can turn it on for a couple of games a season. We did that last year. What about Brentford, Leicester? Woof. That's a good game. And it's unfortunate that it's another game where there's bare stuff involved. 2-1 Leicester. Just because Jamie Vardy. Hopefully that's a close one. Ramsdale is better than Pickford. Ramsdale is proven to have good distribution too. Trust. Did you hear Carragher say Emil Smith-Rowe is the best player in the league who carries the ball? He's up there, but the best? No. He's not a better ball carrier than Bernardo or Grealish, in my opinion, for starters, off the top of my head. So he's up there in that aspect, but I think he's gassing it a bit. And Jamie Carragher is moving like an Arsenal fan in disguise, really. He said we can be, the best of the chasing pack with top 4 after the win against Villa and Spurs. He's bigging up Smith-Rowe. Carragher, I get it, man. You got admiration up for Henry and Arsenal ever since he used to dup you. I hear it, bro. 2-1 Brentford, fair play. Big up DG every time. The game at Leicester depends on Partey, if Partey turns up or not. Look at their game against United. They bullied Matic and Pogba. I hear you. It's a midfield battle, but man to a man, everyone's got to stand up to be counted. Southgate was at the stadium. He must have been impressed by Smith-Rowe, Ramsdale. Liverpool will get a win overdue against United. Brentford a draw against the Foxes. What are you saying? It might be a 0-0, Charles. Again, I think every game in the last week, Champions League, Premier League, etc., has delivered. So surely there's meant to be a dream seller. And I'm saying that Lazio, Marseille in the Europa sold dreams. One love to everyone that was on Twitch for that watch along. Who would you play versus Leicester? I don't spoil it, man. We gotta wait till the preview. But it's looking like the same team, innit? Anytime you perform like that, just like the Spurs game, you've probably got to line up the same team. But again, if it doesn't work, what happens then? Really have to sit down and focus on Leicester and things. A part of me wants to go 3 at the back. Part of me wants to keep it 4-4-2. Part of me wants to revert to a 4-2-3-1. Part of me is screaming 3 at the back against Leicester still with them, because again, fair enough, there was 2 strikers in Watkins and Ings, but Leicester's midfield are going to get onto the ball. So Watkins is going to, Vardy is going to have opportunities. So I don't know, man. It's a game where you have to give me some time to really deep it and be thinking about it and things, man. Hit the like button if you haven't already, people. Very appreciative of it. 143 likes so far. No more protests at Arsenal, so everyone's happy. And this is the thing. I'm not saying there should or shouldn't be, but arguably, is it right to keep the pressure on Kroenke all the time? Right now, everything's going gravy. It's only when it starts getting shaky. Their counterattacks are amazing. Man are saying 2-2. Tino is saying he's agreeing with me. I can't lie. Well, I'm considering it. We're saying I can't lie. I'd play 3 at the back against Leicester. It's a madness, man. It's crazy. Mings gets the call up purely because he's left-footed. Even though England play Maguire at left centre-back, make it make sense, bro. Make anything Southgate does make sense. I don't know. Apart from playing Mason Mount, that's one thing I agree with Southgate. I rate Mason Mount a lot, and obviously scored a hat-trick, so the propaganda pieces can run wild. Apologies. Is there anything else Arsenal-related? Guardiola apparently said Arsenal is growing 1 game a week. They'll be up there. Chelsea, of course, Liverpool, United, many top clubs. But I don't know about that, man, but I hope so. What else is there? Nothing else Arsenal related, really. And I mean, even, we just can't draw too many conclusions where Arsenal are concerned because respectfully, we're not good enough to draw conclusions. We don't know what we're going to get from players individually. DG, are you doing a watch along today? Yes, I am. You know, where Man United's concerned, again, 4 p.m. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Shout out to the 2 dislikers and the 16 people, 17 including myself, who have hit that like button so far. Cristiano Ronaldo, for me, I think I can see him scoring. I can see Salah scoring. Obviously, away from that game as well, people. Spurs versus West Ham will be on Twitch. West Ham v Spurs, 1:30 p.m. So there you have that one there for you guys, folks. Make sure you're taking in that one. So yeah, man. Content. Pep knows he's chatting. Well, Pep just propaganda. Are you watching the El Clasico? I'm gonna try to watch it on my phone, but I can't do a watch along for it. PSG Marseille, I'm gonna watch it, but I want to watch that as a fan. I'm not gonna lie, man. I just wanna. Every day I'm doing football content. As much as I love it with you lot, you know, it would be nice to just sit back and watch the game like everyone, not have to comment all the time. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a good game. I think I'm treating myself to watching that as a neutral, man. I think I've put a shift in with the content this week and still doing it, and will do next week, and did the week before, and will do the week after. But I have to allow myself a little bit, man. Real Madrid, Barca predictions. Benzema go. I'm gonna go 2-1 Real Madrid. I would love Ansu Fati to score. I just think, you know, Carlo Ancelotti's issuing the rallying cry. He said, "I ain't won at the new camp. It's this week." Vinicius Junior moving mad. Benzema propaganda for the Ballon d'Or. You know, would love Ansu Fati. I just think Barcelona are just mad shit at this moment in time. Like, even the Kiev game, we don't know watch along. Like, it's tired. But who knows, man? West Ham flying, good chance of beating Spuds. I swear they've taken points off them. I think they got a draw and a win in their last 2. They have to end sometime. And I'm sure Nuno wants to hit back, considering that if he doesn't get a top 6 finish, he gets sacked and he doesn't get no compensation at Spurs. So Levy did a number on him. And also, obviously, they lost to Vitesse in the week. So I'm sure he wants to hit back, and it's going to be a different team. DG, what do you make of West Ham in Europe? They're dealing with the business, innit? What more is there? Alex has said, DG, appreciate the streams and the people in the chat for the good debates. Exactly. That's why I love the DG Nation, man. We all have different ways of thinking, and it's all good talking points, man. Man are saying 2-0 Madrid, 2-1 Madrid, 3-1 Real, 2-1 Madrid. Barca's last win versus Madrid, March 2019. And these runs always got to stop. So it could be this week. It could be today. But, boy, I wouldn't be betting peas against it. I just can't. It's hard to say because Barcelona still have quality in their team. You can't say a team that has Aguero, Busquets, whether it's the Busquets or not, Ansu Fati, Gavi, Pedri, historically now, you know, it's hard to say they don't have quality, but they're robbed. Like, when I see, they can't sign these guys because of finances, but when I see, you know, the Mbappes, the Haalands, the Lewandowskis, all, you know, all the big boys that are getting linked with moves away, and I'm thinking, why aren't Barca involved? You need, out of all them big elite teams, you probably need to grab these guys the most. Like Mo Salah with that contract business is probably dream chasing, and again, finances don't allow it, but you probably need these guys a bit more. DG, you should make a DG Nation football shirt limited edition vibe. Why not, man? I don't know who the hell would buy it. Don't think you don't support the team, but could be something to try, man. Could be, man. Could be. 2-0 Madrid. No one is giving, including myself, Barcelona, a snowball's chance. Boy, it is what it is, I guess. 5th in DG Nation League FPL. Let's go. I can't lie. I don't even want to check. I ain't checked my FPL team in the last 2 weeks. I'm probably somewhere tired. You know what? Oh, if I can be in the top 20, I'm cool with that. I'll take that. I'll take top 20. Internally, I'm hoping it's a top 10, top 5. Obviously, I hope to be first. I know I ain't first because some of you are just moved too mad with it. But yeah, man, I know it's not looking good. I'm actually gonna check that after this, man. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Absolute mazza. And obviously make sure you're following on Twitch as well, people, because again, unlike YouTube, you can actually get schedules for my content. Like I think I've actually done it. Is it going to show next week's? Well, I think it will if I show you like this. Let's see, people. So obviously you can see the content I've done throughout the week on Twitch. So again, if you're not on Twitch and you're only on YouTube, you're selling yourself short. Look at all of this, especially the 10 a.m.s and whatnot, people. So yeah, if we go forward a week, as you lot can see, so this is going to get filled a bit more, people. But as you can see, Monday, going to review the Premier League at 10 a.m., Football Manager at 4 p.m. that day. Then again, 10 a.m. on Tuesday, West Ham versus City watch along on Wednesday on Twitch. Friday we'll be chatting, and this is going to get filled with a lot of stuff. Like I'm trying to get a couple Arsenal collab vids done. You know, when I try to do the collabs, they tend to be on Twitch first. So don't shag yourself. Make sure you're following me on Twitch and them things there. Don't sell yourself short, people. DG, do you expect people to make a couple of signings in January? Do you expect Arsenal to make a couple of signings? They need to. It's a derby. Barca can take all points. Omar, you're right. Guendouzi hat-trick today. Hopefully, Saliba pocketing Messi and Neymar required. Be lit, man. What's the code for the FPL? Oh, I'd have to find that, man. Some Mazza. Let me try and get it up for you, man. Fantasy League. What's going on here? Let me actually check the league, man. I got hope. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. How have I gone from 149th to 185th, bro? I didn't even check my team. Fuck. Hey, Coach Gerald Lammy's top 3. Bloody hell, I'm going to start copying. Just copy teams. Leave a mentor. I swear I got him in my team. Bear man on the bench. Hey, this is peak, man. This is peak. Things didn't do nothing. No one did nothing for the cause, man. No one. Oh, I got shit guy, but I still got Alonso in my team. Fair play. I got Livramento. He must have grabbed me points. Fair down. I must have got something there. Oh, Livramento's on my bench. 9 points. Oh, see why I hate FPL. This is a shag. It's all up to Mo Salah, man. Hopefully Bruno Fernandes can be fit, but it's all up to Mo Salah. I got 4 points. Shag. Anyways, man, let's try to find this code for this guy, man. How do you find the code? Invite to join league. Copy the code. Obviously, if you haven't joined the fantasy league, link is there, innit? There you have it, man. El Clasico's living off name. Been tired lately. Trust. Arsenal are crazy to sell this world-class player. He's the future of Arsenal's midfield, and they sell him. I mean, you know, we can have a point and be unhappy with Arsenal selling the player, but what we don't need to do is lie. We don't need to lie. Guendouzi is he might be one day, but he's not a world-class player. We don't need to rewrite history and start capping. It's not good for anyone. Big up all the Zimbabweans locked in. DG Nation all the way from Zimbabwe, Africa. I appreciate that. As I said, people, you know, I'm going to keep it moving now because obviously I need to get something to eat before the next live stream. You know, I want to cook. But like the night boy said, don't miss my next watch-alongs. West Ham versus Spurs today at 1:30. That's over on Twitch. Then from 4 p.m, I'm going to be on YouTube for Man United versus Liverpool. Appreciative to everyone who's been locked into this live stream. You know, we've spoken about Matteo Guendouzi. We've spoken about a couple other things unrelated and your talking points. We've spoken about Martinez's. You know, appreciative to everyone that supports the Twitch content, that supports this. Please make sure you're subscribing. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram, Deluded Gooner04. Snapchat as well, Gooner04 as well. So on that topic, people, I'm going to get out of here. Stay safe. I'll see you again in literally just over an hour, people. Peace.
Always just that active red flag, defending. I think it's like